You want to see something really scary?
You bet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, this is really, really scary now.
I trust you.
Hello, internet fans. It's your old pal Rottin Roger DeMarco here from RepulsiveReviews.com. You know what time it is? It's fucking December. So do you know what that means? I have to talk about Christmas-themed horror movies. So, this week, we're going to be talking about Michael Dougherty's 2015 film, Krampus. So, here is the plot rundown. Max is the only child left in the family who believes in Santa Claus. He writes his letter to Santa Claus, wishing that his family could be the way that they were when he was younger. He wants the holidays to be fun still. He wants everyone to get along, everyone to be in love, and for Christmas to still retain some of the magic it did when he was younger. However, his relatives are pieces of shit. They stumble across his letter to Santa Claus. They read it out loud and they make a mockery of his belief in the holiday spirit. This causes Max to completely question everything innocent and everything good about Christmas. So he tears up the letter and decides not to send it to Santa. And he throws it out the window. And inadvertently, in doing so, he essentially invites Krampus and all of his minions to come and punish the entire family for not believing in the spirit of Christmas. Before I get into my overall thoughts of this film, first, let's take a look at Rottin Roger's Splatter Facts. We have 12 dead bodies. We have 0 titties, stressful holiday situations, and baby stealing. The methods of death include, but are not limited to, frozen, off-screened, eaten, dragged under the snow. So, like I said, this is a PG-13 horror movie. This is one of the few cases where this does not hinder the movie. Michael Dougherty is known for the movie Trick or Treat. If you haven't seen it, something's wrong with you. Go out and see Trick or Treat. And this is sort of his attempt to do what he did for Halloween for Christmas. The cast is amazing in this movie. This is one of those you either love it or hate it type of movies. At least that's what I've found, because this is that horror comedy. And this is my bread and butter. These are the popcorn films that I absolutely love. We're light on the gore, but the scares are there, the comedy is there, the cast owns shop in this movie. You have Adam Scott, who most people know from Step Brothers. He does a great job in this movie of playing Max's father. There really is this sense of fatherly love towards his son, and he's looking out for his son, and there's great scenes with Toni Collette from Hereditary and Adam Scott. They have such chemistry as husband and wife that you really do feel for them, and you can put yourself in these situations. Not necessarily the murdering and the being threatened by monsters, but these stressful family situations and this ongoing pressure to look like a perfect family and have this beautiful house and make all of this food and not drag the politics in it, not drag just terrible life choices into these family gatherings. It really humanizes everybody in this movie. It doesn't feel forced. It feels very genuine. Like a lot of this could have been ad-libbed on the set, because these are fantastic character actors. So you get a sense. That's the thing about horror comedy. When you put comedians in these roles, comedians are so well versed in the ad-libbing and in improvisation, just going with it and seeing where it will go. And Michael Dougherty seems like the type of director who would just kind of cut the reins and let these actors act. And this movie shines for it. This is essential holiday viewing in my house. Tend to do the same thing. We have Halloween movies we watch all month of October, and we have Christmas themed horror movies we watch all month during December. This is a movie that is not afraid to murder children, despite the PG-13 rating, and I think that's very ballsy, because that is who should be afraid in this movie. Children are fantastic targets for this, because they don't believe in this Christmas spirit anymore, so they need to be punished. The theme is explored and executed fantastically. With that PG-13 rating, though, comes a lot of off-screen deaths, which sometimes in certain movies, it can almost cause an audible groan. You know, like you'll see something that could be great and it'll cut away and you'll be like, ugh, why? I want to see it. With this movie, it works very well. It plays to the strengths of this movie. This movie has the monsters and has some horrifying imagery, but this movie isn't necessarily about the monsters. This movie is about the family and the struggles that they're going through. And I think, for once, splattering all of this gore at the viewer would almost diminish the effect that this movie has on the viewer. Some of you might agree, some of you might disagree, because I know certain people don't care for this horror comedy, especially a horror comedy that is PG-13. Some people might completely overlook it, and that would be a bad choice. Do not overlook this movie. It is December. It's time to get into the holiday spirit, so go find a copy of Krampus, throw it on, and see what you've been missing. So the one thing that does bother me about this movie, or did bother me about this movie, until I watched the commentary, was I always thought that the Krampus design, it looked like a mask. It looked like an emaciated Santa Claus mask. And it always bothered me because the facial features are in such a weird fixed position. And it wasn't until I watched the special features and then re-watched the movie that I even found out that Krampus is wearing a Santa mask. So when I watched it the second time and I slowed down some of the scenes, I could see the sunken in, I could see that that was a mask hiding something even more terrifying. And that really got me because I'm not well versed in the Krampus legend, so I have no idea what he's supposed to look like. I took this movie for face value. Now this is another one of those things, just like the PG-13 with the deaths being off screen. What you don't see is actually working for you. Because now that thing that I thought was an issue kind of freaks me out. That's kind of tough to do for a movie that is a PG-13 horror movie. So I'm not blown away by this movie. I do not hate this movie by any means. This movie, it's up there. This is up there with top tier horror comedy. With that being said, I'm going to give this movie 3 out of 5 blood drops because this is a fun way to spend an hour and a half. This is a really good holiday film. This is up there with, if you're going to throw on Christmas themed horror films, start with Gremlins and you can immediately follow it with this. These are lighter toned to kind of ease you into the slasher genre take on Christmas horror. Like I said, I'm giving it 3 out of 5 because it's essential, it's fun, and I'll be goddamned if we don't watch it every single Christmas. Yeah, it's December. Run out and gather all your Christmas horror films and have a sweet marathon. It's that time. Well, should probably get going because, after all, there's a lot of movies out there. Somebody's got to watch them. So why not me? Right? Hello, internet fans. Before we start the video, I just wanted to let you guys know about a fantastic website that does mystery boxes. RottinRentals.com does fantastic retro VHS clamshells that look great on your shelves, and inside they come with all types of different swag. They have trading cards, they have little tiny figures, they have stickers, they have all of this amazing stuff that we grew up collecting. RottinRentals.com. Make sure you check them out and let them know that Rottin Roger DeMarco from RepulsiveReviews.com sent you.